This is the URL that I'm going to do recording on. And how I brought that URL, first I started the server from here. You all know that, right? And then I started the application, and I started the application because I need the URL, right? So I copied the URL, I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to start my Microsoft Word to get my test case. Actually, I might not spend time on it creating the test case, rather than I will straight away go for recording because we don't have that much time. We know what is the flow for our test case, right? Now let me start my virtual user generator, and let me tell you one thing. UFT, what we did in UFT, that is functional testing, okay, but performance testing is not a functional testing, it is a non-functional testing. Remember why it is non-functional testing. If you type something in the username box and password box, it is not creating anything unless you are clicking on login. But in UFT, what you saw, when you are inputting user ID on a text box, it is generating a line, right? In UFT, when you do record, what you saw, when you are inputting a user ID to a text box, it is generating a line. But in load runner, when you are typing something, it is not generating anything unless you are submitting that logon. So that's why it is not a functional testing, it is non-functional testing. Now I'm going to start a new script, and I'm going to give, like, again you need to save it. Today I was seeing that someone is confusing again where he or she saved it. Okay, still now you are saving it somewhere, but you need to keep a track where you are saving it. How will you keep a track? Can you see this? You click on here, and then once you click on here, by clicking on here, you can go to your preferable place where you want to save it. How will you go to your preferable place? So if you click here, you can go to your C drive or whatever drive. You can go to your computer, and wherever you want to save it, get a preferable place and then save it over there, rather than saving it here and there. So I already have my place in the temp delete folder, okay, and I want to give a meaningful name, not like web, HTTP, HTML2, okay. And before that, you need to select your protocol, and most of the application, as I said, we will be learning here web protocol, and 80% of the work in the real industry is web protocol. Now web HTML protocol, you will be selecting web HTML protocol, and then let's give a meaningful name, EC01, and what is the name? Let's say demo at login, and let's say give version 001. You always want to give a version, because in load runner, in real industry, you will have to make multiple version of a script, because you will see, man, I did it but it is not working, or I need to change something, you will create another version. So that's why you want to keep a version name with in your script. Then click create. So the script is being created here, like it is opening or creating an empty script for you. So now we have the empty script here. Now first of all, I will go to recording options, and in recording options, if you take a look here, recording, if you go to the first options here, recording and HTML advanced, can you see I have these two radio buttons selected, not this one, okay, not this one. I have which one? This one selected. You will do the same thing. Can you see this line? Whichever is nearest to this line, you will be selecting these two radio button, okay. This will do, it will create web submit data instead of web submit form, and recording within current step. What this will do, if you take a look, I'll tell you a real difference between this one and this one. If you select this one, then if you select this one, all the extra resources will be coming in the extra section, but if you select this one, all the extra resources will be, for each of the extra resources there will be a separate request. Now I will show you a real difference, but for now let me stick with what I said. I will do that, and in the advanced option always you will be selecting generate web page find function for page items. Okay, it will create, whenever you navigate to a new page, it will be creating a new what? It will be creating a new checkpoint for you, so that you know you are loading a page, is it successful? How will it make sure? By creating a checkpoint. Okay, let me click OK, and feel free, if you have any question after this 25 minutes after I finish my speaking, feel free to ask me question. Again, ask me lot of question. I don't like, it is not like you know you will keep your question and then you will go home with your question. You can ask me any question on this, any question if you don't understand anything. Now let me click on recording, and as we already did recording, once you did recording, this URL will be here. So I don't need to change it, but I'm going to change it. And what is the browser you are going to record? It is Microsoft Internet Explorer. Okay. Now what is the problem with recording other browser, Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome? Firefox and Google Chrome, this version of load runner that we are using, they will not support the latest version of Firefox or Google Chrome. That's why it is supporting the latest version of Internet Explorer, and we are choosing this browser to record. And remember, when you start recording, it will open this application on which browser? It will be opening the application on Internet Explorer. And if you choose here Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome, it will be opening the application on Mozilla Firefox or whatever version you want. Now let me do a recording here, but before I do a recording, let me try to do recording on Mozilla Firefox to see what happens. Okay, so I am starting a recording in Mozilla Firefox. So that is the reason I am trying to open it in Firefox. I'll tell you if it opens afterwards. So now it is opening the application, and in the beginning we cannot create transaction. So that's why we are adding opening application. We are adding that transaction, after our script is generated. See, Mozilla Firefox is installing updates. Let's see what it does. It is just experiment. Okay. I'm going to change it so that it starts recording in Internet Explorer. How will I do that? I'll go back, and here instead of selecting that Mozilla Firefox, I'll be selecting Internet Explorer, and then I'll be starting the recording again. And can you see it didn't record anything in the script? So now it is opening the application for us, and after opening, so it has opened the application. Now, next step, what is the thing that we need to do? We need to create a transaction. So we are creating a transaction here, and what will be the transaction number here?
TC01 underscore whatever login.
TC underscore TC01 underscore. What is that? Yeah, first we give the script number, then we give the transaction number. So what will be the transaction number for this? For login. So we know our test case is TC01, right? We know that TC01 01, and what will be the transaction name?
Login.
Transaction number? No, transaction number is 02 because we have another transaction for opening application, right? Yeah, so we give it 02, and then what is that? Login. So I'm going to do the login, and then here, what is my user ID? Automate code 1, and what is my password? Will this password work with you if you do not created a user in your computer? No, because whatever you are creating, it is in your local computer. You cannot have it. You'll have to create a user. And then I'm going to click on login. Right? My login is done. So when my login is done, what is my next step? To close that transaction. I'm going to close that transaction, and then if I want to click on flights, let's say we do not click on flights today, we are clicking on itinerary. So I'm going to create another transaction before I click on that option over there. Now when I'm creating another transaction, again my test case is same, 01. What will be my transaction number? 03. And what is my transaction name? Click on itinerary, and if you take a look here, I'm not keeping any space, and each of the word I am starting with a uppercase letter, right? Then I'm going to click on itinerary. Now I got this page, right? Okay. Now what I'm going to do, we'll do more thing on this one, but before I go for more advanced thing, I'm trying to make your understanding clear on this. Okay, so we have lot of things to do. Once your understanding is clear, then it will help me to move forward. I'm still seeing you are confused, so you need to spend a little bit more time on this so that I can move forward with the more advanced topics. Now, so I clicked on itinerary, so I'm going to stop this transaction, and then I'll be signing off. Now for signing off, what I will do, I will create another transaction. So what will be the transaction number here? 04, and then it is sign up. So if you see in the application it is sign up, you keep the same name, meaningful name. If you see in the application it is log out, you keep log out. And then I'm clicking sign up. Now I'm done. I'm going to stop this transaction. Finally, I'm going to, after stopping the transaction, I'm going to stop recording. Okay. So when I stop recording, can you see it has generated the script for me. First thing I will do, I will remove all of this think time, because this think time, what will happen, can you see this think time is here in login and login. That means this think time is in between the login transaction. So if you have a think time in between login, what will happen if you execute the test? Login will come 89 seconds plus however many seconds it takes for login, that will be added to that 89 seconds. Then what will happen if you tell the application owner, oh man, your login is taking too long, it is taking 95 seconds. But it actually didn't take 95 seconds. It take probably 2 or 3 seconds, but you have a manual wait time, think time inside that transaction. So you want to make sure that you do not have those manual think time, right? So I'm going to remove all this think time by how? I'm going to select, first of all I'm going to remove all the, you start from the bottom of the, so I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to click on this, I'm going to remove this, and then remove this, and then I'm going to click on the first line, and I'm going to remove. So the way I did it, I selected up to alert think time, press Ctrl F, find out. Okay, and I'm going to remove it. The second thing I will do, I will create a transaction for opening application. Okay, I'm going to create a transaction. So alert start transaction, and then here we are going to this is 001, and what will be the transaction number? 01, and then we will say open application. Okay, and then here where do you need to end it? Before you start another transaction, you end the first transaction, LR end transaction, and then you come here LR. When you are ending a transaction, you have to put that LR auto. Now let's come to the point. Okay, if I click, can you see I have that bigger value that I need to correlate? If I execute it now, you will see it is failing. It will be failing. And you all know how to bring that runtime viewer, right? How to bring that runtime viewer, you all know. This is the runtime viewer, because I discussed it in the tutorial. Now can you see it is bringing, it is failing where? It is failing in this line where we are logging in, right? It is failing here. Now what we are doing here, so when you see action a URL like this, that means that is where we actually submitting the transaction. Now what we are doing here, we are submitting the login here. In login it is failing. In login it is failing. So what I will have to do, I will have to correlate this dynamic value. So what is that value? Remember we have discussed something like this. Okay, let's say a secured office, you go to visit that secured office, from the gate they will give you a code. So whenever you go inside, there will be other gates where you need to input that code. If you go another day, they will give you another code. The same code they gave you the previous day, it will not work. So when we are submitting the login, when you are logging into an application, right? When you are logging into an application, that means that is the gate of the application, right? If you cannot log in, you cannot do anything. So when you are passing the gate, it is giving you a code. You have to apply that code. When you are logging in, you have to apply that code. But that code, where are you getting that code? From the main gate, from the security guard. So when you are like here, when you are logging in, you are passing that code, but you are getting that code from somewhere. Where? If you do not go that premises, will you get that code? If you call them, can you give me a code? Will they give you a code? No, right? You have to go to the premises, right? To go to the premises, we are doing the same thing here. We are opening the application. Opening the application here is going to the premises, going to the gate, right? So this code is, we are capturing it from this transaction where we are opening the application. So how can you see here between the transaction and this web URL where you are opening application, you have nothing, right? Now let me do one thing. Can you see Design Studio? Click on it. Okay. Let me check one other thing, folks. Take a look here. Go to your recording options. And in recording options, if you go to configuration, okay, can you see, make sure that you have API used for correlation, you have WebRes SafeParam EX or WebRes SafeParam regex ext, but you have this one. If you have this one, it will work too, but I prefer this one. Okay, and then click OK. Where did I get it? From recording options, I went to configurations, and from this radio button I need to select WebRes SafeParam EX and then click OK. Now if you click on Design Studio, remember I showed you correlation. How? I showed you like I asked you to select this value, right, and correlate selection, and if you click correlate, it will be correlated. But I am showing you another way to correlate. Can you see this Design Studio? you can click on the Design Studio, and then it will give you all the value those are candidate for correlation. All the values those are candidate for correlation. Entire list of the whole script. Whatever value, remember this is most of the time you will have not to correlate all of the value, or you will have to correlate more value after that. Design Studio. Okay, so most of the time, it will give you more value those you need to correlate, or it will give you less value those you need to correlate. It will not give you. It is a aid. In scripting it is an aid, but it is not a complete solution. Okay. See here, when I click on Design Studio, it gave me two values that I need to correlate. But out of the two values, that itinerary, you don't need to correlate it. You need to correlate only this one. Okay. So I am going to correlate that value. And again, once you have correlated this, if your script fails somewhere, you can run another time Design Studio, and it will give you, if you need to correlate some more thing, it will give you. You can come anytime and click on correlate, and it will give you a list of values that you need to correlate. Okay. Now I am going to see when I have added that correlation. If you take a look here, instead of the dynamic value, now it has a parameter. What it has? A parameter. If you see something in curly bracket, that means it is a parameter. Which one? Oh, that is not a dynamic value. That is, as I said, sometimes it will give you some unnecessary data. It will ask you to correlate it, right? So that is the unnecessary data. You don't need to. Yeah. So take a look here. When I have correlated that value, if you remember, I told you, if you want to get that code, you will have to go to their premises, right? So what is the premises? When you are opening application, it is generating that code. If you come here, can you see it has added, remember, this start transaction. In between this start transaction and opening application, it has added, can you see this block, WebDrive save param.ex, right? So when you did the correlation, it automatically added this part to capture that value in the beginning. So that statement is talking with the security guard. Hey, I need to log into that application. Can you give me a valid session ID? What? Okay. Okay. The purpose of correlation is, remember in login there were a big value. That value, every time you log into that application, dynamic value. So every time, so what is the dynamic value? You don't know what is that value. So that value is coming from, when you open application, that dynamic value is generated. So in opening application, I am capturing that value, and then I am using it in the login. Is it meaningful? Everyone, is it understandable? Every time it will be changing. Okay. Now let's take a look. So we saw that it was failing previously. Now if I execute it now, what will happen? This is another way of correlation. Can you see it is passing now? Now, one thing I want to focus again. Can you see here? In the login, can you see password parameter? Right? Remember, password was a encrypted value. That means it was not displayed, right? So that's why load runner, what it did, can you see this line? It encrypted that value. So I don't need to encrypt. I'm commenting this line out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that password. Can you see? automate put user ID, it is keeping as it is, but password it has encrypted and then it is using, but I am going to use it. Yeah, double slash is coming now. But it is good thing that you don't. Okay, now take a look here, script is still passing, right? Now come here guys. So take a look here, take a look at this runtime viewer, right?
Can you show us? Because we forget.
Oh, okay, sure. So what you need to do to bring that runtime viewer, if you click on tools, options, and then can you see scripting, can you see replay, and you need to select that show runtime viewer during replay. You need to select that checkbox and then it will view that runtime viewer. Okay, now let me execute, let me come here. What is happening? First of all, let me come back. First of all, this is my initial page when we are opening application, right? Look at the board here. The first thing that we are doing, opening the application, then we are submitting credentials, user ID and password. I am submitting user ID and password. Can you see when you submitted user ID and password, it was able to give you this page, right? This is the page which you get after login. Now if you click on here, can you see when you click on itinerary, you get this page, right? Is that correct? And then when you click on sign up, then you got that sign out page. Now can you see you don't have anything after that? So can you see how actually our script is working? That means our script is doing whatever we are supposed to do. Is that clear? Is it clear? Now let me give you an option to ask you if you have any question. You want to ask me any question?
Yeah, this last part. Not clear.
Let me.
I understand it's working, but I have to go.
Let me do a step-by-step execution. So let's say we start from here. Look at everyone. So I want to go step by step. What I did, I put a breakpoint in line number 4. So it will be waiting here for me. Okay. C. C. C++. You can say both C++. But C++ object oriented part will not work here. It is C, but some part of C is working here too. Now take a look here. So what it is doing, I am going step by step. I am opening application. Can you see when you open the application, it has bring that application for you, right? And then now I will be submitting the login in this one. When I am submitting login, can you see? Then I am going to click on itinerary. Can you see when I clicked on itinerary? Now I am going to click on sign up, right? From the script, can you see? Now it is signed up.
Yeah, this is the understand, but previously you were clicking on the forward arrow.
Oh, so you can view whatever the script is doing, you can move, you can view it here. You can.
That you can do with the script separately, but okay, so you were not running the script.
Yeah, but
clicking, no.
But whatever script did, it is here.
So
Okay.
clicking there, you just see there is.
Let me do one thing. Let me execute the same script. Hold on. Let me do the same thing. So this time, folks, take a look. I am going to open the application. I am going to log in. But after that I am not going to do anything. I am going to stop that script. Okay. So what I did, I opened the application, I logged in, I didn't click on itinerary, I didn't sign up. Now if you come here, let's go to the replay. Now can you see, can you go after that? You can move forward. You can come back to open application, right? script. Whatever part you are doing in the script, it will be there. So that means when you are working on the sand, you leave footstep, right? When you are executing script, you are leaving footstep on the runtime viewer. So whatever you do, it left a footstep on the runtime viewer. So this time we did execute, we have opened the application, we have logged in, we didn't do anything else. So here you can see this is the open application part and this is the login part. We cannot go anymore. We will stop over there. All the way, and it was able to move forward all the way. Yeah, I executed the whole script. It left the footstep on the runtime viewer, and I was able to move forward to show you what I did in that script. Is it clear now? Okay. Alright, everyone, is it clear? Any more question? No more question. Any?
Once I run the script, the footsteps will be over there.
Okay, so this, if you work on a complex application, not all of the footstep will be on the runtime viewer. It will just grab whatever it can, it has limitation. But it will help you understanding is your script work. Because you know, when you are doing in UFT, it is actually opening the application and then doing it everything, right?
It's happening just like a local terminal or what you do with the application.
Yeah.
Execution, right?
And this one actually, it will not be able to show you exactly what it is doing, but it will help you, you know, how it is doing. Okay. Now let me move forward with the next topics. Now this script, can you see this script is just for one user, automate code 1 and this password. Now I have to make sure this script is good for multiple users. How will I make sure that? I will do parameterization. How will I do parameterization? You click on parameters and click new and give, let's say, the user ID, right? And let's say you come here, you say create table, right? And then when you click on create table, can you see edit with notepad? You come here, you remove that value. What is the user ID that you want to use? Automate code 1, and then we have 10 or 12 users we have created, right? So I'm going to put all of the users here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So I have, and make sure you have a extra line here. Can you see my cursor is coming one step down? You will have to keep it. Okay. Then yeah. So what I did, take a look here. I created that one, and I click create here. Just if there will be a button here, create, and then edit with notepad, and then it will be editing that file with notepad. Yeah.
Not the Excel where I can look at parameterization.
Let me do a pause here.
Yeah.
The parameters are here. So I'm going to click close, and now can you see? You will have to select here by name. What is the parameter name? P user ID, right? And I want to do an execution sequentially. So I can select sequential, then it will be going from automate code 1 to automate code 12 sequentially. If I select random, it will be doing, let's say it will be starting with 7 and then 5 and then 10. It will be executing randomly. Now, so I'm selecting sequential, and what is the name of the parameter? P user ID. Now I am going to, can you see, instead of this automate code 1, I'm going to keep it as a comment in this side. And then what is this? This is a comment. This is a comment, it will not be executed. Now here, instead of this user ID, I am going to put p user ID. Okay? But do you think it will work here? It will work. Why? Password is for all of the users. Password is L12345. I have. Let me tell you, those users are already created. Those users are already created. Now I'm asking you, will it pass? I have parameters. Okay, let me try. Let me try. Why? Correlation is already done. It passed. Hold on. Yeah, it is unfortunate. It should not pass. Now let me do one thing. Can you see from here? Can you see what is the value it has used? Can you see if it has used any value for login? What is the value it have used from the log? Can you see? You cannot see. You cannot see what is the user ID it has used for login. Can you see? We cannot see any user ID in the log, but you can view the data by going to runtime settings, and then can you see log, right? In log, can you see, if you scroll down, extended log, parameter substitution, and then you click save. Now if you execute, let me execute it now. Let me execute it now. Please look at here. Now you can see, guys, take a look here. If you look at up here, can you see that P user ID with parameter delimiters is not a parameter. It is not a parameter. P user ID, it is saying a warning that it is not a parameter. Now let me tell you what is coming in the login. Can you see? If you go back, right? So can you see incorrect? It is throwing directly P user ID. Look at the board. What it is inputting? Yes. Instead of automated one, what it is inputting? P user ID. Not for the comment. Not for the comment. Yes. See, and it is giving an error message, right? It is giving a error message. Can you see? It is giving an error message, and instead of putting the real user ID, it is putting the parameter itself. It's supposed to. It is putting the parameter name, not the value of the parameter. Because if you take a look here, your parameter, what? No, how it is written?
Oh, opposite.
There are uppercase, lowercase. That's why it is saying it is not a parameter. Can you see here? It is saying P user ID with parameter delimiter is not a parameter, because we have written P user ID U uppercase, ID uppercase, but in the script we have given all lowercase. Remember, C is a case sensitive language. Okay, so if you go back to that line, I double click on it and I came here. I will go there, and I will come here and I will directly copy the parameter name from here if I have any confusion, and I will go there in my script and I will be pasting it. Instead of all lowercase, I am going to paste whatever name I get there, I'm going to use the same name. Now if I execute it, okay, now if I execute it, let's see how it does. Okay, now if you go back here, this is the logout page, right? Now this is the page it was able to log in, right? And this is the page where we have input. This is the initial page, right? And then this is the page where we have input user ID and password. So it was able to go through all the way down. Is it clear? Now if you come to your log, take a look everyone here, you will not see any warning. Can you see there is no warning? Instead of warning, can you see that P user ID equal to what? Look at board. P user ID equal to automate code 1. That means it has taken a value from where? From that table we have created. Now, so it has executed for how many times? Can you see ending iteration 1? It sign up and it has ended the iteration. Now I want to execute it for 12 times. How will I do that for 12 IDs? I'll go to runtime settings. Look at here. Everyone look at here. Can you see run logic? In run logic I'll be selecting 12, right? And then I'll be saving and I'll be executing. Now you will see what will happen. Yeah, I'm doing it. So take a look here. So first time we are on line number what?
4.
And can you see starting iteration what?
1.
Starting iteration 1. So it is going to, it will be doing some lab. How many times? How many lab? 12 times. It is starting its first lab. Okay, I'm going to do all the way. So it is going. Now it has done once. Now can you see ending iteration 1 and then starting iteration 2, and we are in line number 2. Now if you take a look something here, let me show you something. So first time it did P, if I take a look for P user ID, right? P user ID, can you see automate code 1? Can you see that? Now if I go for the next one, can you see we do not have automate code 2. Do we have automate code 2? No, because we didn't execute it for. Now I'm going to do it for second time. Okay, now can you see how I am getting there? If I copy the whole thing, right, if I paste it here, okay, now can you see how many we had? I'm clicking on next. How many we had? No, so far in the log, how many we had? 1. See, I'm clicking to go to the next one, but it is pointing only 1. Is it clear? Now I'm going to execute it for the second time. Okay, now let me find out. Let me start from the beginning. Can you see automate code 1? Right? And in the log, can you see automate code 2? Right? That means it has executed the script for automate code 1, then it has executed the script for automate code 2. Now it is waiting. If you go down the bottom of the page, can you see ending iteration 2 and starting a new iteration with 3. Now I am going to execute it one more time. Now if you search for it, can you see it has executed it for automate code 3, but if you keep searching, it will come to the automate code 1, right, and then automate code 2, right, and then automate code 3, and then automate code 1. That means we have up to automate code 3. It has executed 3 times. Now if you execute again, right, now what will you get? Automate code 2, automate code 3, automate code 4. So if I remove the breakpoint and keep executing, you will see it will be executing that script 12 times. 12 times. Is it clear? If you keep searching from the beginning, you will see it has replaced automate code 1, automate code 2, automate code 3, automate code 4, automate code 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? And can you see it was ending iteration 12. That means it did it how many times? 12 times. How many times? 12 times. How many times? 12 times. Now, let me give you a really interesting idea. When a general user use the application, what they do? They open the application, then they take a little bit time, they wait for 5 seconds, right? They input the username password. When they are logging again, they wait for 5 seconds. Is it clear? And then they click on IT now ready, right? And then they wait another 4 or 5 seconds. When they are done with IT now ready, then they click on log out. So is it like that fast? A real user, do they do that fast? No. See, if I execute it now, it will be finishing in 1 minute or 30 seconds. It will finish execution. Take a look here how fast it is doing. Yeah, so here it is finishing in 30 seconds, 12 times login, right? But in real user, they will be waiting a little bit, right? After they open the application, they will be waiting, let's say 4 or 5 seconds, right? I'm trying to give you an idea of think time, how think time works. So, folks, take a look here. End transaction. I'm going to focusing on end transaction. Kind of. How many transactions I have? 4. Now, here we are clicking on IT Nareri, and we are ending here that transaction. So after clicking on IT Nareri, before log out, we have to give it a little bit time. We have to give the application a scope so that it can breathe, right? If you execute a test with that fast, that many load, the application will be failed. And if you tell them, hey guys, your application is not able to handle the load, then when they will be looking, oh man, you did in an hour, you did 100,000 login. We have only 1,000 login in an hour, but you have generated 100,000 login. You have overloaded our script. You have generated too much script, too much load. So that's why it was not able to handle the load. So what do we need to do here? We need to give a little bit scope so that the application can breathe. What we are going to do here, alert, after each of the transaction, we are going to give 5 second wait time. After
we giving this manually, right?
Yeah, we are giving this manually. So after each of the transaction, can you see after each of the transaction we are giving a little bit wait time. Can you see? No, when we recorded, the wait time was in between the transaction, inside the transaction.
Okay.
But we do not want to put any transaction inside the transaction. Can you see? We are inputting the wait time. Here is a end transaction. Here is another transaction. That means nothing. It is not inside any transaction. It is out of the transaction. Is it clear? Now, how will you play the transaction? So, if you go to runtime settings, can you see think time? Can you see think time? So, can you see replay think time as recorded? Can you see replay think time as recorded? Replay think time as recorded. You will be selecting this one, and I am not going to execute it for 12 iterations. I am going to execute it for only 2 iterations. Okay, and then let me execute it. You will see it will be executing slowly. It will be after each of the transactions. Can you see it is waiting here for 5 seconds? Can you see? Can everyone see?
Yeah.
it is waiting 5 seconds, then it is logging in. After logging in, it will be waiting here 5 seconds, and can you see every time it is doing something, after that it is waiting. We are giving the application a chance to breathe, so that it doesn't choke. Okay, can you see it is waiting 5 seconds? So we are changing the runtime setting. So it did, when it will be done, it is doing the second time, right? Can you see? It is done. Now, do you understand what is sync time?
Yes. But this sync time when we are
Recording. It was coming inside.
inside just the interruption, wasting of time. Now here we are doing it at this time, this one time, so with one transaction to another transaction in between when that is this time, because if we are running the test, we don't need it. With what purpose we need and from where we are getting it.
Okay. So we need it to generate the real life scenario.
Yeah, so the
Real life scenario, we do not give 5 seconds, we give 20 seconds.
that's what I'm saying. So that's why we told we will give them that information.
No, I'm just, I don't want to keep waiting here 20 seconds. I want to show you the application. But if I give it 20 seconds, it will take one minute to execute one time.
Okay, because when we are running the test, obviously we're not gonna be bothered about this, just we have to so match the real time.
Real time, normally you give 20 seconds. Remember that you give 20 seconds. But here I am giving 5 seconds to show you actually and quickly finish it. Now, remember, when a user logged in and clicked on itinerary and then click on sign on, he is going to start, another user is going to start another iteration, right? Now, right now, can you see here, if you go up, can you see these, we are starting another transaction here, ending iteration here, right? We have ended an iteration and then straight away we have started another iteration. But in real life, before you start another iteration, take a little bit rest, then you start another iteration. When you design test, you do not directly, oh, I finished one iteration, let's do another one, not like that.
We can do that too.
Yeah, we can do that too. That is not think time, that is called pacing time. Remember, I am introducing different term with you. Think time, pacing time, think time, pacing time. Think time is in between transaction. Pacing time is in between iteration. Think time is in between transaction. Pacing time in between iteration. In between.
Pace, you take going slow.
Okay, what is that?
Pacing time or pacing time?
Pacing.
Pacing.
P-A-C-I-N-G.
What that mean?
That means pace. In between iteration we can give a time. It will, when it's done one time, it will be waiting a little bit, it will take a little bit breath, and then it will be starting another iteration. So my task is run over there, okay? I run over there and I come back. Then I am going to start running one more time. Before I start another time, I am taking a little bit breath, okay, and then I am going another time. Okay, so that is pacing time. Once I am done with one iteration, in between the iteration, I am giving another time. That is called pacing time. And think time is in between transaction. Now, let me show you how you can set up pacing time. Okay, P-A-C-I-N-G. You will be seeing it here. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. Okay. Now take a look here. Runtime settings, and then can you see pacing time? Right. So and here, see, I'm going to give a fixed. Pacing time. Okay, you can give a random pacing time by selecting here, but I'm going to give a fixed pacing time 10 seconds. 10 seconds. After it done one iteration, it will be waiting 10 seconds and then it will be going for the next one. Let me do it. Okay, I have already set up that pacing time. Previously you have seen that. Can you see here there is no pacing time in between?
So you want to runtime view. Okay.
Yeah, runtime view. And can you see ending iteration 1 and starting iteration 2, there is no pacing. Now if I execute it, you will see what is happening. Now, can you see? It is waiting 10 seconds for iteration.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
And then went to the another
iteration.
in between it.
In between. Can you see it has now it is going to start, it has started another iteration. That is what pacing time. Okay. Now think time, pacing time. Right? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now, do you think I can discuss some more things because I need to finish it? Do you think you have time to move forward? Follow me.
What?
Another from now, another 20 minutes. Then I will have
So we have to finish this part first before next class.
Before next class, make sure you are very clear about your understanding.
Don't give us anything else.
This one plus I am giving you are going to write a script to do this. Let me show you.
Practice field, that will create 100 users.
Yeah. So what you do, you open the application. Can you see sign up?
Sign up now.
Sign up now, and you will be inputting all the data, and you will be submitting it here. Continue, and then it will create one user, and then you will be setting up parameters so that it creates 100 users.
So for 100 users,
You will have to set up. You will have to set up the data table. Each time, once you have created one user, you cannot create the same user again. You will have to create your data table, and then you will have to set up all the data in the table.
and then you have to go through.
No, you will be setting up the data.
And then go to the notepad like that.
Notepad like that and put 100, and then you execute it. It will be
Okay.
created.
So,
Just
so the 100 user can use the same time.
yeah,
No, but we have to create it 100 times.
100. We need 100.
Create table.
Yeah, you need to run it for 100 times.
But the question is, the user ID cache for confirmation, you know, this 100 times that I did record confirmation. The same thing, you're going to create 100 times, or
No.
create one time.
The way, remember that we did already. The first script that we did, it was that script. If you look at our first video, we already did it. We already set up parameter.
So, when you write it down, you go to the parameter and go to the notepad and give 100 times.
Give 100,
User ID.
automate code 1, automate code
So-
give 100, and then you go to runtime settings, set up a 100 iteration, and in the parameter put that parameter name. It will be executed. It will be executed 100 times. It will create 100.
Okay, so it's only the user for these 100 users signing up. Only parameterization need for user ID.
User ID, nothing else.
Nothing
You
else.
don't need to do correlation.
Because
there.
that's going to be not one user ID.
And for your information, to help in your homework, I already did it in the first class. Look at the video. We already discussed how you can set up parameter everything. You look up that video and you will get all help. You just need to do it by yourself. I want to see when you are in the classroom. First thing I will be checking that script. Is it ready?
Okay, now another thing. The transaction.
Question.
Okay, let me stop recording, everyone. I'm going to give me 1 second. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you for joining, and you got your homework. We will be discussing that homework. I'll be reviewing your homework in the next class. And before that, if you have any question, let me know. Thank you very much.